Have you ever walked into an Apple store and felt like you didn't just enter a shop, but stepped into a whole different world? It's not just your imagination. Apple has meticulously designed every aspect of their stores to make you fall in love with their products without even realizing it. From the layout of the devices to the way employees interact with you, everything is carefully calculated to guide your behavior and emotions. Let's dive into the fascinating psychology behind Apple stores and why people often leave with an iPhone they weren't even planning to buy. First, take a look at the devices themselves. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that every laptop, iPad, and MacBook isn't just sitting on the table at a random angle. In fact, they're almost always set at a precise tilt, 76 degrees to be exact. This isn't accidental. Apple deliberately positions the screens this way so that when you come over to explore a device, you instinctively adjust it to a more comfortable viewing angle. That simple act of touching and interacting with the product isn't just practical, it's psychological. There's a real phenomenon at play here called the endowment effect. This is a principle in behavioral economics that suggests people are more likely to value something they feel ownership of, even if they just touched it for the first time. When you physically manipulate an Apple device, your brain starts to register it as yours, making it far more difficult to walk away without buying it. To reinforce this sense of ownership, Apple employees are trained to avoid touching the devices while you explore them. In other words, the products are yours to handle, but the staff only guides you indirectly. I even went to an Apple store specifically to see if employees broke this rule, and it's clear that they mostly don't. They may gesture toward a device or stand nearby, but hands-off is the default. The psychological influence doesn't stop with human interaction. Apple's store design itself plays a critical role in shaping how you feel and behave. Walk in, and you'll notice the absence of cash registers. There's no long checkout line to remind you of money. Instead, purchases are made on portable iPads carried by staff. The store is designed to make you feel like the focus of the experience, not the money in your wallet. Even the terminology Apple uses contributes to this effect. Technical support isn't called help desk or service counter, it's called the Genius Bar. That one subtle change, replacing the mundane word desk with bar and technical support with genius, transforms a potentially stressful experience into something approachable, even enjoyable. Inside the store, the emphasis on space is also deliberate. Products are laid out with generous amounts of empty table space around them. It's not because Apple can't fit more devices on the table, it's because empty space makes the items feel more important. When you stand at a table with a single iPad in the middle of a wide expanse, your brain subconsciously assigns it higher value. At the same time, the open, airy layout encourages exploration. You might have walked in to try one MacBook, but the uninterrupted floor plan nudges you to interact with other devices. Apple calls their stores town squares, emphasizing the idea that this is a community hub, not a traditional retail space. Even the exterior design is intentional. The iconic glass facades of Apple stores aren't just for aesthetics, they make the store highly recognizable and let people see exactly what's happening inside. Watching others interact with devices or having fun with the iPads triggers a subtle fear of missing out, drawing in passersby who hadn't planned to enter. Apple has also invested heavily in flagship locations that double as architectural landmarks. In New York City, the glass entrance tower is a destination in itself. Singapore boasts a floating glass dome designed to resemble a lantern, and Dubai's Apple Store features a balcony with breathtaking views, earning it the nickname the living room of the city. These design elements make visiting the store an experience, not just a shopping trip. Apple even extends this careful attention to brand loyalty through education. Many stores host free workshops, from iPhone photography to app tutorials. At first glance, this might seem like a strange way to use expensive space, but it's brilliant marketing. By giving people valuable knowledge without pushing a sale, Apple fosters a deeper emotional connection with the brand. Customers leave feeling empowered and invested, which makes them more likely to return and purchase products later. It's a slow, strategic approach. Fewer but more devoted customers are more profitable over the long term than quick, impulsive sales. The training of Apple employees is just as meticulous as the store layout. They're not called employees, they're specialists. Even non-technical staff earn this title, signaling expertise and authority. Becoming an Apple specialist is notoriously competitive. Some reports suggest the acceptance rate rivals top Ivy League schools. But it's not just about being knowledgeable, it's about creating genuine positive interactions with customers. Apple does not push sales quotas or commissions. Instead, staff are encouraged to build real micro-friendships with customers, listening attentively, answering questions, and making each visitor feel valued. Even if a customer leaves without buying anything, the store has succeeded in planting the seed for future loyalty. The process Apple employees follow mirrors high-end hospitality rather than traditional retail. Inspired by the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, which has been a model of customer service for decades, Apple developed a 5-step service method that spells out Apple. 1. Approach, greet the customer warmly and personally. 2. Probe, ask questions to understand the customer's needs and desires. 3. Present, offer a tailored solution they can take home immediately. 4. Listen, address concerns or problems empathetically. 5. End, say goodbye with a warm farewell and invite them to return. During my visit, I experienced this firsthand. Within 30 minutes, I was approached 3 times by smiling specialists, and when I described a deliberately absurd issue with my iPhone, they immediately booked me a Genius Bar appointment to address it. The professionalism and attentiveness were remarkable, and the approach made the interaction feel far more like a hotel concierge service than a retail transaction. Apple's dedication extends to language in the employee handbook as well. Leaked versions from 2012 revealed that staff are trained to frame potentially negative situations positively, subtly shifting the focus away from the products themselves. For example, a laptop running hot might be described as warm rather than problematic, maintaining the perception of quality and care. It's a small psychological tweak, but it reinforces the premium image of Apple products. Combine these elements, the endowment effect, spacious layouts, human interaction, architectural design, and employee training, and you start to see why Apple stores consistently achieve some of the highest sales per square foot in retail history. Despite having fewer devices on display than many competitors, the strategic layout, coupled with an immersive, emotion-driven shopping experience, encourages engagement and purchase. And beyond the psychology, Apple also ensures that their products are as functional and enticing as possible while in the store. Every device is fully charged and ready to use, encouraging hands-on interaction. This is where the emotional connection deepens. You don't just see a product, you experience it, try its features, and start imagining it as part of your daily life. And while Apple has perfected the in-store experience, they don't stop there with their devices. Products like the Insta360 Flow gimbal illustrate how technology can seamlessly enhance everyday life. At first glance, it might seem like just another stabilizing accessory for your phone, but the Flow has so many smart features that make content creation effortless. The legs fold into a tripod, the handle extends into a selfie stick, and the built-in battery can even charge your phone. Its smart wheel puts all controls right at your fingertips, and its AI tracking system keeps subjects in focus, even if they temporarily move out of frame. It's an example of how Apple-adjacent technology can amplify the user experience, making the products you interact with in-store even more valuable. Apple's approach to retail proves that great marketing isn't about flashy ads or discounts, it's about creating an entire experience. From the iconic glass exterior to the airy open layouts inside, every detail is designed to make you feel connected to the products. Employees, or specialists, guide without pushing. The Genius Bar and spacious displays subtly encourage ownership and emotional attachment. Minimal spec sheets, no sales signs, and a focus on interaction over price make shopping feel rewarding, not transactional. Every element, from architecture to staff training, is carefully crafted to inspire loyalty and engagement. Apple stores are more than shops, they're psychological masterclasses in brand immersion. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe to stay updated on insights like these.